Blood 6. Sudden Change. When I became accustomed to a life that includes the existence of the spider, as usual in midnight, I stayed indoors in the study room and looked through the books. I predict the time when the sun begins to rise and sneak away from the study room quietly. Because I continued living like this, my skills have rose altogether. And because the level of sleep resistance rose, I can stay up all night long if I do my best. Although it may not be good for my body growth, it's fine if I sleep the equal time during the day. Although Mother and the attendants were worried that I kept sleeping during the day at first, eventually they assumed that because I'm a child, they left me like that. There's a person who was caught in the presence perception. It's Marizophis. Marizophis goes out to the garden while holding a fake sword. After that incident, Marizophis trained like this almost every day early in the morning. It's either because he's very frustrated that he was cut by bandits without being able to do anything, or because he thinks he must be able to become able to protect Mother properly next time. It's the latter when I think about Marizophis' personality. Mother is absolute to him. He will do anything in order to protect Mother's happiness. He's such a damn serious guy. It doesn't mean that Marizophis is weak. However, he's not strong either. Judging from the people who are staying in my house recently, I think that he neither passes nor fails as a human. Although I think that he's good enough as a butler, if the person himself doesn't agree, I can't say anything. I returned to my room while hearing the sound of practice swinging. Then the incident happened. On that day, I didn't go to the study room. Although there was a disgusting middle-aged man who ogled at Mother for a long time, it's because that middle-aged man stayed up until midnight. I wanted him to get out quickly because he's disgusting and annoying, and I get sick of it because a guy like him will stay long. If he opens his mouth, he complains. He troubles our attendants by saying half-truth things. He even speaks complaints with such extreme pretexts that makes me want to say, "What?" instinctively among that. He smoked the day before, and the next day when he said, "This room stinks of cigarette. It's not suitable. Drive out the fool who smokes in here from the mansion right now." I almost said, "Then get out," reflexively. Even though the middle-aged man's attendant told him that he was the one who smoked indirectly, he got angry, reversively saying, "Like there's such thing." The pitiful attendant didn't come the next day. Holy shit. Quotation marks. Whatever. In fact, I think of how many chapters in this story actually have quotation marks? I think like 3, you know? Like, whatever. In fact, I think if I think of the thing after this, it might be better that the attendant left. The middle-aged man died easily. Although I stayed up at the time, I didn't notice it at all. There was no reaction in presence perception, and I only know that the middle-aged man fell suddenly. There was an uproar in the mansion even though it was late at night. It was good that I didn't go to the study room. If I went there, I would have been found. The cause of the middle-aged man's death is unknown. It's whispered that it's the sacred beast's infuriated divine punishment. Apparently the middle-aged man seemed to have meddled with that spider. Father gathers the middle-aged man's attendants and asks the circumstances. Even though it seems like my 5 senses are excellent because I'm a vampire, as expected, I can't hear the conversation in the office where Father is from my room. Won't that spider use this as an opportunity to invade this town? The noisy night passed as such anxiety rose. 3 days passed without that spider making any move, in contrast to my anxiety. I don't know in detail how the middle-aged man's death will affect the diplomacy, but somehow it seems that it has been expected that the middle-aged man would cause a problem in this country. Although it's vague, from what I eavesdropped on the attendant's conversation, I concluded with such a guess. If I predict further from there, I think that a war might happen before long. Somehow, Father has a part that moves on the assumption of it. He visits the people of the army often while being cautious of the spider's movement. Although it's not decided that it will happen, it might happen. While holding such vague anxiety, I dozed off because it's daytime. Then, because of the explosion and the earth tremor that sounded suddenly, I woke up forcibly. While I was panicking, wondering what happened, I was embraced by Mother. On her side, Marizophis watches the surroundings with a serious look. We prepare so that we can evacuate immediately, but the explosion and the earth tremor calmed down in the meanwhile, and the silence returned. The attendants began to investigate the cause of the situation while being cautious. Father gives instructions and everyone acts quickly. I see it while being embraced by Mother. Cobweb was destroyed completely, and the report that the spider became missing was reported to the mansion immediately. From there, the development was like surging waves. The Divine Word religion announced that they defeated the fake divine beast that took root in the Serera country toward the whole town. They didn't, though. Took credit for somebody else's work. The look root? The Serera country... Serera, I guess, yeah. What's that guy's name? Oh. Serera country is this country where I was born. The divine beast is probably that spider. The Serera country protects against this strictly. In addition of using military force without permission in their country, they demanded a compensation since they harmed the divine beast, which the country was protecting. The reply was, "Because we subjugated the monster, hand over the reward." It was a too selfish complaint. It's clear that the divine word religion has picked a fight. On the other hand, the Serera country was fully motivated for it. Although I want to stop it personally, there's nothing that I, who's a baby, can do. I pray that we will win at least. And the army, led by father and dispatched from the town, was seen off. Oh shit. Serial? Isn't it like the other god? So there's like one of the original rulers or whatever, and she had a whole group of people, and she's like half dead or something, and Ariel. People have been telling me a whole lot of things. Right, Tiger. People have been telling me all the juicy details of this crazy story. There's just so much going on. What was the other goddess's name? Was it something with an S? Like this country is named after her, and the goddess religion is based on her, and that there's a spider messenger is because of Ariel, who was part of her group or whatever, among others who didn't survive or something. And also Gyuri is in sort of a relationship with her. Like, we haven't seen her, we've just seen people talk about her as a goddess, and as Gyuri has talked about her, just like complained or something. But I don't think we've seen her. Yeah. Like, we haven't interacted with her at all. Not yet, anyway. Not yet.